Hold on.
Tell me you're not thinking what I think you're thinking. There's no bridge!
Oh, hell no.
So, Fast and the Furious 9 just hit theaters a week ago. I realize I'm a little bit late to the party. Give me a break. But it has come out to some of the worst reviews that franchise has had in quite a while. Somewhere around the 5th one, that series became very self-aware. So even though they are silly, you're in on the joke, and it's just, they're fun. They managed to make it work really well to get to 9. But there's not a franchise in the world with 9 movies that are all good, so it's no surprise the gas is finally running out of the tank. So I thought I would do a video that tells you about 11 really fantastic car movies that are better than Fast and the Furious 9. As usual, I'm going to be telling you where you can currently stream all of these movies. It's across all the major streaming networks, including a couple of really great picks that are going to be worth renting. As usual, there will be the full list along with where you can watch them in the top pinned comment down below. But because we're all over the map with streaming services, these are in no particular order other than the fact that I'm going to lead off with ones on free streaming services. Gone in 60 Seconds is currently free on Tubi and Vudu. You're going to have to watch it with ads, but I am talking about the original Gone in 60 Seconds, not the Nicolas Cage remake. The cool thing about the original is this movie was basically shot guerrilla style. They did not have permission to be doing some of the things that they're doing. There is a 40-minute car chase with no brakes. The car has brakes, but the chase does not. And the sort of rough nature in which they shot it really makes it feel much more real, because a lot of the stuff you're seeing on screen, the speed, the crashes, a lot of that stuff is real. And I put high value on things feeling real and being real in movies like this, particularly the stunts, because even though a lot of the Fast and the Furious stuff is dazzling, a lot of it is computer generated and is not actually happening on screen, which really sort of just clips the nuts right off of me if you want my opinion. But another one that is incredibly real is Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof. This is also free to watch on Vudu. You do not have to have an account to watch it. This does take quite a while getting in, very dialogue heavy in the first 30 minutes or so, but it is Quentin Tarantino, so it's solid dialogue, and you get a really great sort of maniacal role from Kurt Russell. We don't get to see him play the bad guy often, if at all, so that was a fun element in the movie. But then the climax, the big car chase towards the end, is long, just like the one in Gone in 60 Seconds. And Zoe Bell is a real stunt woman who's acting for most of the movie. She's really the main character in the second half of the movie. She's actually hanging on to the hood of that car at those speeds. It's real stuff, and it really does make a big difference. I'll also mention that Baby Driver is currently included with Hulu Live TV or Sling TV. I know that's not technically free, but I thought I would mention it. Edgar Wright, in my opinion, has yet to direct a weak movie. All of his work is strong. This is a fun, wild, sort of car chase type movie with a great delivery device for the car chases, how music is laced in. The stunt work is great, the characters are fun and engaging. I don't hold it in high regard like I do some of the others on this list, but it's just a fun, entertaining watch. But I put it up there with some of the best Fast and the Furious movies, just in terms of pure entertainment value. And I have a suspicion that this movie is gonna age a lot better than the Fast and the Furious franchise. Ooh, Fast and the Furious franchise. That sticks in your mouth a little bit. Your best high-octane option on Netflix right now is Rush. This stars Chris Hemsworth and is directed by Ron Howard. I think it's one of Ron Howard's best movies over the last 10 years. It is exceptional. It's much better than the marketing for it would have led you to believe. And while it is a good story and it's well directed, well acted and all of that, if you're just looking for some fast cars, this one, the sound design on it is incredible. The visuals are great when they're racing. If that's what you're looking for, this movie will definitely scratch that itch. The original, The Italian Job, is currently included with Prime Video. I love this movie. This one, when you compare it to things like The Fast and the Furious, it's a little slow, only because it's from a different time period where audiences had different attention spans than they have today. But the climax, the heist, is a ton of fun to watch, and then the car chase that ensues after that with the minis, it is also incredibly long and really fun to watch. This is one that you could watch as a family. It's rated PG, but the heroes of the movie are thieves, so you're gonna have to do a little bit of explaining to your kids on that one, but just a good, well-rounded, fun movie. If you've never seen it, definitely take some time to check it out while it's still included on Prime Video. On that note, if you're new to the channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. If it's red, it means you're not a subscriber, and click the bell icon. That way you get notified when I release new videos so that all of the movies are still on the streaming services that I say they are, because they will be moving around over time. My HBO Max pick is Mad Max Fury Road. I consider this to be one of the best action movies of all time, but certainly one of the best to have come out this century. Not only is it visually stunning, and not only does it have a good, even if it is a simple story, the way that this movie is actually shot, the way it was plotted out, does so much storytelling without uttering a word. In the multitude of car chases in this movie, which by the way feature a lot of real practical effects, real flips, real stunts, some enhanced CGI, but a lot of real stuff on screen, and you can tell. But in addition to that, the way it is filmed gives the viewer tons, I mean volumes of information about what is happening, what is going on very quickly for what seems like an endless amount of time. The car chase that takes place in this essentially is the entire movie, and it manages to work. You get a lot of story amid what otherwise seems like chaos, especially if you're paying attention. For a movie like this, one that is just high-octane action from beginning to end, this one is an absolute masterpiece. I don't know if anything else in this genre has done it quite as perfectly as Mad Max Fury Road. Smokey and the Bandit is on Showtime, a classic for a reason. This is one I watch every couple of years, and it is fun to watch. It too is rated PG. You could watch this as a family. There's some naughty words. The movie's basically about an epic beer run. Again, you're gonna have to do some explaining as to why they're allowed to go so fast and run over mailboxes, but still, a fun movie. Now, as cool as all these movies are, I think today's sponsor is cooler than most of them. EKSTER wallets. I mean, I know they're a sponsor, but this is honestly one of the coolest things that I have in my possession right now. Not only is it just a slick card carrier, it's metal, RFID protected, people are not gonna be able to steal your identity. You need a card quick, this is cool, check it out. I mean, cards come right out and they go right back in. Super easy. They have a ton of great colors and leathers and different styles. They're super slim, very lightweight, but in addition to all of that, I highly recommend springing for the upgrade tracker card. It allows you to track your wallet anywhere if you leave it somewhere, literally anywhere in the world. But then you're thinking, well, I just normally lose it in my house. I don't lose it in India or wherever. But let's say you do lose it in your house. Your phone's not really gonna help you locate it between the couch cushions. Or is it? You hit this button on the app, and your wallet just rings until you find it. But what's even cooler than that is I lose my phone a lot more than I lose my wallet. You tap a little button on the side of this thing, and you can find your phone. I can't wait to lose my stuff. I literally cannot wait to legitimately lose this stuff. And not only that, I gotta say, I didn't say it in the last ad, this little rectangle up top, it's a solar panel. You put this out in the sun for a couple hours and it charges it for 3 months. I mean, really, it's the coolest thing I've seen in ages. Go to the link in the description right now. My audience can save 5% off in addition to the 4th of July sale discounts going on right now. Link in the description, save on yours. I love mine, hopefully you do too, but let's get back to some cool movies. Now for a couple that are currently available to rent, but these are movies that jump around on different streaming platforms. My first pick here is The World's Fastest Indian. This stars one of the greatest actors of all time, Anthony Hopkins, and it's based on a true story of a man who had an Indian motorcycle that he had tuned up and took it out to the salt flats to try to break a land speed record. Not only does this have some great racing moments in it, it's just a really good story about a man on this journey that's meeting all these different people, and he's a very oddball kind of a person, but he never meets a stranger. He never meets anyone that doesn't ultimately end up liking him. It's a beautiful movie in that respect as well. It's hard to talk about car movies without talking about Steve McQueen in Bullitt. The car chase with him and his green Mustang is one of, if not the most famous car chase in movie history. It was one of the first times anything was really done like this, particularly in a big movie with a big star. And it became the template that a lot of car chase movies would use going forward. So movie buffs need to watch it. Some of you I know are going to say in the comments, why didn't you talk about Vanishing Point? While I highly recommend Vanishing Point, and I think it's one of the best movies of its kind, I cannot find it anywhere. Not only is it not available to stream anywhere, it's not available to rent, it's even hard to get your hands on a Blu-ray copy, so I hate to go on and gush about a movie that you're going to have a hard time getting your hands on. Another hidden gem that I highly recommend is Two-Lane Blacktop, but that too is only available in a $30 Criterion Collection DVD, so that one's practically impossible to get a hold of as well. And then one of my all-time favorites from recent years is Drive. This is directed by Nicholas Winding Refn, stars Ryan Gosling. I can't imagine there's too many of you that have not seen this movie. If you somehow have not, it is a top-tier Darren Van Dam pick. If you generally like my recommendations, there's no reason to pass this one up. It really is one of my favorites, well worth renting, but it does jump around on streaming services, so feel free to wait. That is the list. Help me thank the Patreon supporters. These guys have done a great job of supporting the channel over the years. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, there's a link in the description. There's also a link where you can become a channel member and get access to exclusive videos right here on YouTube. But I will keep making these videos as long as you keep watching them. Thanks for watching this special fast list, I guess. And you will see me on the next one.